Yama Yamanda Gumroy, Wallaby Yaginiani, Wangala Maramala Ngali down. Gide Yambali, Garandu Mardu's Gango Gumroy, Yamalinda, Wanangalawa. In the words spoken of this beautiful country, in this beautiful language of the Gomeroi people, I'd like to pay my respects to the old people that will take care of this land, that continue to take care of this land. I'd like to extend that respect to everyone that is here, to our children, to our mothers, to our fathers, to our sisters, to our brothers, to our grandparents, and hope that we can all respect and take care of this beautiful country.
It is such an exciting opportunity to be a part of history making, specifically for this region and for the country really, to see place-based partnerships take shape, to provide tangible outcomes to its constituents it's deeply moving, and it really provides hope. I think what I'd hope to see is that other communities across the country see this as a catalyst for change and empowerment to ensure that Aboriginal people are a part of shared decision making at the most earliest point of contact, which are the services that they're being provided as local citizens through their local councils, and that the local councils take an active step in the national agreement on closing the gap.
Tamworth Aboriginal Community Controlled Organisations, TACCO, they've gone through an extensive consultation piece where they've captured the needs and the aspirations of Aboriginal people right across the region. So the process will be looking at what of those aspirations can be supported or delivered by local government, and then incorporating that into the framework that exists for local councils. So that'll be talking about better health outcomes, better outcomes in education, access to early childcare, more safe, appropriate and affordable housing. Talking about keeping young people safe and connected with families. So they're all going to be actions that are included in what that strategy will look like. But we can't anticipate too much without having Aboriginal people give input into what national strategies look like with place-based solutions.
Well, what I see here today is a community that's taken the lead, along with local government, to sit down and work to a better future for not just the Indigenous community, but for the community as a whole. And by doing that, solutions come from our community that meet the identified needs that have come through from community consultations. I think the key to this is local solutions driven by place-based arrangements from a collective. And obviously in moving forward, closing the gap is bringing parity. And whilst we're still got a long way to go, I believe in being better than the gap. We want to do better.
So as far as closing the gap, I think just coming together today has closed the gap. And as Councillor Lynch explained, bettering the gap, the transparency and accountability that comes from just catching up and being together and agreeing to make change, I think makes a big change and step forward into closing the gap. So TACCO is very keen to look very far into the future. Their hope is for a better world, a different world, a stronger world, a world together.
Real and transformational change comes when government properly engages with community. And proper engagement is place-based, community-based, hearing elders, hearing what our ACCOs and other senior members of community have to say, but not just hearing, listening and implementing. And that's what I hope and I know will come from this agreement.
The Ngali Agreement has been embedded in cultural principles, cultural governance, the desire to change the trajectory of our people, and it means many things to many different people. We're not always going to get it right, but we need a starting point, and we've come together collectively as our local Aboriginal community controlled organisations in one voice. But we also sit at the table individually to ensure that the outcomes from where we're representing is heard. So from our perspective, from TAMS, it is important that we sit at the table so that our babies are born and when they are born healthy, that they live to be elders long in terms of the future so that they can tell their stories. For too often, our people are dying remarkably earlier. Government has a responsibility to that, to ensure that we have facilities which are led by us mob, because we know the best way forward is through our own voices, which our voices have always been on country, but they've never been listened to. So we need to ensure that community, whether you are aligned to any organisation or you choose not to be, that's okay, but we need to ensure that they're part of this conversation. So it means many things to many people.